Barratt Homes here again, and in this special edition of Watching the Defectives. Our very special defective defected while I was completing part 2 of this series. So I thought I'd dedicate this episode to one, Cruella, Grave Omen, aka Sue Ellen Braverman Fernandez. Spawned in 1980, she's a British politician and a very questionable barrister. Cruella managed the rare political achievement of being a twice-sacked Home Secretary. First from the 6th of September, 2022, through to the 19th of October 2022, under Dim Lizzie Truss, gaining herself the nickname of Leaky Sue because she sent confidential information using her personal email address, and again from the 25th of October 2022 through to the 13th of November 2023, under Fishy Rishi So Knackered. She also swore she'd never join Deformed UK PLC. Guess what? She lied.
There's talk about reform. Would you ever join reform?
I'm not going to defect to reform, no. I'm not going to defect to reform, no.
Here's a romantic little collage of this adorable couple.
Mr. and Mrs. Be nice to each other. Mr. and Mrs. You gotta love one another.
Truly a match made in hell. Her origins are immigrant, industrious and political. Her mother, Yuma Muchin Pillay, was a nurse and counsellor. Her father, Christy Fernandez, worked in housing. From them she inherited discipline, contradiction, and apparently selective memory. She was named Sue Ellen after a soap opera character from Dallas, learned early that identity is performance, and later shortened it into the efficient Sweller. She attended Exendon, Manor Primary and the fee-paying Heathfield School in Pinner, before reading law at Queen's College, Cambridge, where she chaired the Conservative Association. She even lived in France on EU programs, picking up a master's in European and French law at the Sorbonne, apparently happy to enjoy a European education herself before becoming a hardline Brexiteer and denying those things for everyone else. Funny how that works. Cruella also has a slightly shadowy religious association. She's a member of the Triratna Buddhist order, whose founder Dennis Lingwood, also known as Sangharakshita, faced multiple allegations of coercing male followers into sex in the 70s and 80s before dying. In 2018, conveniently pre-court, Grave Omen denies pulling any legal strings to protect him. Yet she was very happy to platform Tommy of the Many Names and very stupid haircut over grooming gangs, while staying oddly quiet about her own associations. Selective outrage is a skill in Tory politics. Her legal career also has a few decorative touches. In October 2021, she was suspended from practicing law in New York State for failing to register as an attorney for 4 years. As someone who passed the bar in 2006, she was meant to pay a small fee every 2 years. Instead, she forgot for 4. The Times described it as conduct prejudicial to the administration of justice. The suspension notice even used her maiden name, Sue Ellen Casiana Fernandez. She was also accused of inflating her CV by claiming she contributed to a major law textbook. The actual author later said her contribution amounted to doing some photocopying. From barrister to Xerox warrior. Politically, she was circling Parliament long before most of us had heard her name. Back in 2003, she was already on Conservative candidate lists. Her mother even ran in Brent East, while Cruella campaigned beside her. She finally entered Parliament in 2015 as MP for Fareham with over 56% of the vote. So benefits from Europe, then sets fire to the ladder. She became a break-shit campaigner in the 2016 referendum and later chaired the European Research Group. She was re-elected in 2019 with an even bigger majority. Still, she backed Dim Lizzie the Lettuce, and when Lettuce somehow became PM, Cruella was rewarded with the Home Office. As Home Secretary, she dreamed of seeing asylum seekers sent to Rwanda.
That really annoys our readers, members here, I'm sure. Why can't you stop the small boats coming?
It's a deeply entrenched and complex problem. That's a simple answer. And I would love to be here saying, well, claiming victory. I would love to be having a front page of the Telegraph with a plane taking off to Rwanda. That's my dream. That's my dream. It's
When
my
will that
obsession.
happen?
A policy that was criticised by both Parliament and the UK High Court. The Rwanda asylum scheme was heavily pushed by Grave Omen, has cost the UK taxpayers over £290 million as of early 2024, with total projected costs that could exceed £500 million. Costs include £370 million in payments to Rwanda, legal fees, and operational expenses, averaging roughly £169,000 per person relocated. She was then sacked by the Lettuce for leaking official documents. That's no mean feat to be sacked by Dim Lizzie. 6 weeks later, Fishy Rishi, so knackered, brought her straight back. I'm sure there were no greasy backroom deals whatsoever involved in that happening. She was fuming, with so knackered after he sacked her, and didn't hold back. In her resignation letter, her rhetoric, like her face, only got uglier.
I am a child survivor of the Holocaust. In 1943, I was forced to flee my birthplace in Belgium and went across war-torn Europe and dangerous seas until I finally was able to come to the UK in 1947. Now, when I hear you using words against refugees like swarms and an invasion, I am reminded of the language used to dehumanize and justify the murder of my family and millions others. Why do you find the need to use that kind of language?
Thank you so much for your question. And let me just say this. I too share a huge amount of concern and sympathy and frustration about the challenge that we are facing. Personally, I too am, my parents were immigrants to this country. My father was kicked out of Kenya. He found refuge and security and opportunity in the United Kingdom at a time when it was very difficult. My mother was not born in this country. She was recruited by the United Kingdom as a girl of 18 in Mauritius. And she came to work here as a nurse and served for 45 years for our health service. And my parents came here with nothing. They came here with nothing except gratitude and a desire to give themselves to Britain. And they owe everything to this country. And they have taught me a deep and profound love of Britain and British people. Their tolerance, their generosity, their decency, their fair play. And that also means that we mustn't shy away from saying there is a problem. And there is a huge problem that we have right now when it comes to illegal migration, the scale of which we have not known before. And I won't apologise for the language that I've used to demonstrate the scale of the problem. I think that I see my job as being honest with the British people and honest for the British people. I'm not going to shy away from difficult truths, nor am I going to conceal what is the reality that we are all watching. I see myself as your voice in government, your voice around the cabinet table, your voice at the Home Office. And I listen and I hear what people here in Fareham tell me, and I cannot hide away from that. So I will for not 1 minute, say that our track record on taking in people from Ukraine, taking in people from Hong Kong, Syria, Afghanistan, is about me. I'm incredibly proud of what the UK has done in recent years. Hundreds of thousands of people have found security, refuge, and friendship in the United Kingdom, and long may that tradition continue. Something I have benefited from through my parents coming here. Many millions of people have benefited from, and something for which the United Kingdom is known around the world. But I will not shy away from saying we have a problem with people exploiting that generosity, breaking our rules and undermining our system. We must accept the enormity of the problem if we've got any chance of solving it.
She also unveiled her floating prison fantasy, the Bibi Stockholm barge. The estimated cost for the UK taxpayers was approximately £14.5 million to buy this floating concentration camp, with estimated running costs that could have exceeded £20 million over 2 years. The total contract, including berthing and, for the 430 capacity vessel, was reported to be around £22 to £34.5 million for 2023 to 2025. This floating monstrosity was closed down in January of 2025. The Home Office said that extending the contract was too expensive and due to health and safety risks, due to soon after it opening in August of 2023. The barge was evacuated due to the discovery of Legionella bacteria in the water system. The Fire Brigades Union also flagged it as a potential death trap due to inadequate fire safety. Yet another of Cruella's vanity projects at the expense of the taxpayer. So let's recap. Cruella Grave Omen's immigrant background, anti-immigrant policies, EU-educated Brexit zealot, barrister who forgets to register, contributor who photocopies, Home Secretary who leaks, twice sacked, thrice shameless, another defective defector jumping into the failed ex, Tory's recycling bin known as Deformed UK PLC. How many more before it stops being Tory light and turns into full-fat Tory? And if you would like more of my diligent sleuthing into these repulsive reprobates that are jumping into the failed ex, Tory recycling bin, calling itself deformed, then follow these instructions. You can stroke them, caress them, tickle them, or even press them. It's entirely up to you what you do with the like and subscribe buttons in the privacy of your own home. Just do it. You know you want to.